to do now. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Jukebox in the corner taking me for a ride. Into the motion, we're exploding out of trouble inside. You wanna roll with me? We're gonna feel the beat. Show 'em how to do that thing. You know what to do now. Tonight the stars are out, so let's make the town. I'm running when I hit the ground. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Into the city, I feel lighter than smoke. Above the traffic, everybody better look out below. I got somewhere to be. Time got away from me. Too busy feeling free. It's all I can do now. Tonight the stars are out, so let's make the town. I'm running when I hit the ground. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. My heart is pumping and my hips are twisting. Oh, I wanna scream and make everyone listen. All the way to the world, all the way I prefer to be right here where I am. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Tonight the stars are out, so let's make the town. I'm running when I hit the ground. That's what I'm all about. Tonight the stars are out, so let's make the town. I'm running when I hit the ground. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
I can't explain it. I got a feeling I believe I can't contain it. And it's taking over me. The sun is shining, I'm flying. Got a good thing on repeat. No, I can't hide it. And there's nothing up my sleeve. I got all the magic in me. And I'm never gonna leave, ain't never gonna leave, no. I got all the magic in me. And I'm never gonna leave, no. Whatever makes me happy. With a smile from cheek to cheek and feeling fancy. That's where I'm gonna be. 'Cause now I'm shining, I'm hiding. I got a good thing on repeat. No, I can't hide it. And there's nothing up my sleeve. I got all the magic in me. And I'm never gonna leave, ain't never gonna leave, no. I got all the magic in me. And I'm never gonna leave, ain't never gonna leave, no. And
One by one, I keep taking names. I love the thrill of deadly games, but I won't give up. I know I'll survive. I won't surrender. I will rise, and I will win this fight. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for war? Bang, bang, down they go, yeah. Bang, bang, watch them fall, yeah. Are you ready for war? Bang, bang, down they go, yeah. Dropping like dominoes, yeah. Bang, bang. Are you ready for war? A silent killer coming in the night. I'm the monster in your dreams. Hide your head and hold your pillow tight. No one can hear you if you scream. I shot them down one by one. Bang, bang. Down they go. Are you ready for war? Bang, bang, down they go, yeah. Bang, bang, watch them fall, yeah. Are you ready for war? Bang, bang, down they go, yeah. Dropping like dominoes, yeah. Bang, bang. Are you ready for war? Yeah. Are you ready for war? Bang, bang, down they go, yeah. Bang, bang, watch them fall, yeah. Ooh. Are you ready for war? Bang, bang, down they go, yeah. Bang, bang, like dominoes, yeah. Ooh. Are you ready for war? Bang, bang, down they go, yeah. Bang, bang, watch them fall, yeah. Are you ready for war? Bang, bang, down they go, yeah. Dropping like dominoes, yeah. Bang, bang. Are you ready for war? Hey, are you ready for war?
Yo! What's up, everyone? Welcome to Saturday, or for those in Australia, almost Sunday. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Hey, Matthew's here. Matthew. Good to see you. Jason's here as well. Ah, all the
Marco's
crew's here. I figured Matthew, you were gonna be like trying to still set up that desk or something. I don't know if they sent you the hardware yet for it, but yes, Patrick looks ready. He didn't want to wear the hat, and I said you have to wear the hat. That's Patrick's sexy hat right there.
I'm going outside today, and I don't have any hair, so I put it on.
I know. You got to cover this when you go outside. It gets burned. Got to wear a hat. Like every time we go somewhere and we're going to be outside for a while, I'm like, I got to go grab my hat. I got his hat just like that, except it's not camouflage. It's just plain. And I embarrass the kids every time when I wear it. So Carrie said, yes, wear the hat. No, he's not going fishing. He's just going out to his little backyard and doing something.
Yeah, I'm going to do some stuff in my back. That's right.
I know. Oh, welcome everyone. Glad everyone. Every hat Patrick's wears is a sexy hat.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Matthew.
Yeah. All right. Welcome everyone. Hope you're having a good time. If you are new to Gynacube or the live stream, just put hashtag new in the chat. We always love seeing the new faces. There's always a couple of new folks. Ooh, Ben Griswold's here. How you doing, Ben? Good to see you. Yeah, we've had this last week was interesting. I actually enjoyed last week. Last week was nice.
Yeah.
It was kind of, I wouldn't say chill, but it wasn't like crazy. So I appreciated that. We had to give one of our oldest dog, we had to do some surgery. So that was a little, but she'll be all right. Yeah. So shout out to the members of Gynacube. You help us do what we do here on Gynacube, so we very much appreciate that. If you see folks with the green name or the Gynacube logo next to their name, those are the members of Gynacube, so thank you for that. If you want to learn more about being a member, you can check out the link on the screen or hit the join button down below. No commitment required, just a thank you for checking it out. So yeah, just it always amazes me all the members and the support we get from the community, so thank you so much for that. Members, hold your questions until the second half. Chatmaster C will give you the green light, and you'll be able to get those in. So the second half of the stream, we will do members only chat. Everyone can still watch the stream and learn some knowledge, but only members and moderators will be able to participate in the chat. Super chats always take priority through the live stream, and that will bump the queue. So just be aware of that. If you do a super chat, make sure you get the text into the super chat if you have a question along with it. So excellent. Yes, Jason, we let the vet do the surgery. Yes, and it was not cheap. All right. Let's see here. News. New folks. Let's see. Where did it start? So Vikash is new. I'm gonna say that's Jorge or George. I don't know what you go by there. But you're new as well. Thank you. Lexus is new. FTT is new. FTT is also in Australia, so that's bananas. So nice. Just a few news. That's all right. Welcome. Glad you are here. Hope you get some value out of it. And we will, we'll get into it. So questions, get your questions in Q: in front of the question. Make sure you have that Q: in front. That is how you get the question queued up. Chatmaster C is standing by to get them into the queue. One time is all you need, and it will get into the queue. I promise it is there. We do not get to every question during the stream. It just doesn't happen. There's too many. So if we don't get to your question, apologies for that. Come back next time and we'll try it again. Make sure you get the question in early, and we will do that. Miguel, either one will get it done. Just make sure there's a Q there. Q:. Instruction is pinned to the top of the chat, so there's no confusion. So we have a 3 strikes rule here on Gynacube. If you spam the chat with your question, you will get put out in a timeout by one of our lovely moderators. Those are the folks with the blue names and the wrench next to them, except for Patrick. Patrick won't do it. So he doesn't even know how to do it. So you're safe with Patrick. But everyone else is going to put you in a timeout. So just don't do it. All right. Yes. Are you ready, Patrick?
Yeah.
Into the
rock and roll.
queue. All right. So John started us off really early, and he actually had two questions, but one of them was just kind of a nice comment. So I'll start with that one, and then we'll get to your other question, John. So he mentioned, is there a correlation between being really smart and having beards and shaved heads? My hair is receding fast. Gladly give up hair to be half as smart as you guys. Thanks for all your great work. Thank you, John. I appreciate
Thanks,
that. That was really nice.
Much appreciated.
I like it. And I will say there is no correlation there. So you can be smart and still have hair. I know many smart people that have hair, and they are in this chat as well. So no correlation there. Although if you do want to shave your head, go for it. Yeah,
It's causation.
It's not correlation. It's causation. Yes. So,
That's hilarious.
in fact, you can have purple hair if you so choose, and you can be smart.
That's
Matthew
right.
is a
That's
great
right.
example of that. So, excellent. All right. So, John had a real question, though, also. Not on premium capacity. Does that mean all my 1 a.m. refreshes get in line with all others? Could there be more scheduled refreshes than the data center can process? If yes, what happens? Your refresh will wait. So there's a queuing mechanism that's in place. So that's why even the docs say that your scheduled refreshes, they could start within 15 minutes of your scheduled time. So you're not guaranteed that it'll go at the time that you set. And that's because of potential queuing mechanisms and what the load is on the back end. It is a cloud service. So there are mechanisms in place to, make sure it doesn't take down the data center, right? So those are all things that happen there. So you may see a little delay on the start, but it will get processed as part of that. So in general, I don't hear, like in terms of schedule refreshes getting started off, I don't hear a lot of comments. Like it usually starts within range. Now whether it finishes in a quick time, that's a whole other thing. So, but in terms of starting, it should start within 15 minutes. Usually it's pretty quick and pretty close. So yeah.
Yep.
Chris is saying we got right to business. Yeah, all right. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Just
All
gotta
right,
wait.
good question,
Get in
John.
line.
Good question, John. All right, Sandeep. Sandeep's got
think
a
this is even
three-parter
better.
here. Yeah, Patrick.
I think this
Patrick
one's even better.
liked this one. All right. So in an ideally rightly designed data warehouse scenario, can I say that I can use data flows for conformed dimensions and also for commonly used tables, and then create data sets per subject area like sales, purchases, accounting, etc. These data sets will refer to data flows when they need data from conformed dimensions and common tables. And then these data sets will then be used in various reports with live connections to them. Patrick, what are your thoughts?
Where are you going to pay the cost, Adam? We had a lively debate about this many streams ago. And where are you going to pay the cost? It's something that I would say, yes. Should we say it depends?
It depends. It depends.
Yeah, it's something you can consider, but you're going to pay the cost somewhere, especially if those are very large dimensions that you're connecting to. You're bringing them in from a data flow into that model. Now, how is that model constructed? Is that table imported? Are you direct querying? There's so many things that can be done. And then I like what Stewie just said, because I was just thinking the same thing. What about the facts? So if I have these different subject areas, like Stewie's saying, sales and purchases and reseller and, retention and all these things, if I pop them into a single, if I have all these subject areas and then I try to bring in another fact from another model and then relate those, so you're going to pay the cost somewhere. Adam and I had a debate, I think it was 3 or 4 streams ago, about this.
Something.
And so
Time is a mystical thing to me that I don't track well.
And so you're going to pay the cost, but you got to test this out. So it depends. You got to test this out. It may work, but you need to look at the performance of what you're doing. So.
Yeah, and it's good. Like I called out a scenario in one of the videos this last week of, it's also good, like if you want to offload some of the Power Query processing from a data flow perspective, so that when you do process the data set, it's potentially faster. So that's an option. Yes, absolutely. It depends on what your approach is, what the end outcome is, how big these tables are,
Yeah,
all of that.
yeah.
It's and one thing I said before is like, look, it's a tool in your tool belt, right? So understand the pros and cons of each approach, whether it's a data set, a data flow, a data mart, a CSV file, a SharePoint list, like all of these things are tools in your tool belt, right? And so understanding where they can plug in for the right outcome for your business goals and the questions you're trying to answer. That's the approach. Test and validate everything you're doing. What are the timings? Are they within business requirements? Those are all things you need to look at. They're all options for you, and they can work. Doesn't mean you should use them, though, in that particular situation. So be mindful of that. Cool. All right. Let's go.
That's a good question. That's a great question. It's a great question.
Yeah. It's one of those ethereal debates, or whatever that word is. It'll always depend.
I have a stack of dollar bills on my desk.
Yes.
I have lots of
I know
dollar
you do.
bills every
I know you
month.
do.
Now, what happens is I'll take a 20 out of my wallet, take the ones out, replace it with the 20.
You're converting.
And just use those ones.
You're converting,
Yeah,
right?
I'm just converting.
It's not that you're lazy. You're being efficient.
No. Hey, thanks, Alex. Thanks for liking my hat. Thanks for liking my hat.
That's funny. Whoa, wait a second. Alex Powers, what? You're in a different profile. You're not on the. It's not about the cell. Oh, there you are.
Oh,
Oh, he switched. He just realized he was on the wrong profile.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not, Matthew. No, I'm not. Matthew, no, I'm not.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh yeah, you could put like a Bitcoin in the jar every time.
Oh, boy.
They're cheap now.
Jeez.
They're cheap now. So,
They're
there
cheap.
you go. All right. Anyway, all right. Moving on. New BI. Using SharePoint lists to store data. Do staff need access to the SharePoint lists, so part of teams or groups, to see visuals in the Power BI report, preparing with desktop dataset to publish to the service? Yeah, the answer is no. So whoever configures the dataset and is doing the refresh, that person needs access to the SharePoint list. The people can, once it's imported into the dataset, the end users, they just need access to the report at that point to be able to view it. So manage the permissions on the report for your distribution. And then for your data, make sure you've defined the right permissions for getting to the data source for that refresh. So, cool. I like that question. Fernando saying, don't store data in SharePoint. Again, it's a tool in your tool belt, right? So there are reasons why people do that.
So when we were Alex Powers and I, Matthew, we were out in London at Bits, and I had a slide, and it had these 3 data sources that I said don't use, and one of them was SharePoint, and somebody tweeted it. Man, there were a barrage of like, what are you talking about, Patrick? I got a lot. Alex actually got a lot of pushback on that, so it's interesting.
Yeah. Alex said that SharePoint is the world's second best database behind Excel. I just gave him crap in the chat asking about Access.
Yeah.
What about Access?
What about
Don't be
Access?
hating on Access,
What
man.
about Access? Don't be hating.
Fine. There's many different options. All right. Power Apps on Prem. Yeah. It's got a great report designer. That's all I'm saying. All right. Hey. Is there a way to make a SQL query with subquery on Power Query Odbc.query? That's a lot of queries, by the way. I've had to make a separate query for subquery and merge it to the original query. I have no access to make a view. So I think what happens if you do a native query and you actually specify a subquery, I think that errors out. Because of the fact the query that you actually specify in the native query is already a subquery in the actual T-SQL that goes back to the database. So it's like a subquery within a subquery, and that it doesn't work. Does that make sense?
SQL query with a subquery. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's already a subquery, but I just don't understand what he's asking.
So they want to issue a native query where it's a query with a subquery, right? In the native query, they want to type out the query. Their query subquery, right? So they have from and then a subquery. Or something else in there. So the challenge with that is that will error out when you go and run it. That won't work.
Gotcha. Okay. Got
Because
it.
of the
Yeah, I
fact
get
that
it.
native query gets stuffed into a query as a subquery as well, and you can't do like
Yeah, I got it.
subquery.
I got it.
There's some error with that'll happen on that.
Because it's not smart enough to make that a derived table and wrap it up again.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that's going to be a challenge. So the approach you're taking is an option there. It sucks that you don't have access to the database to make a view. So that's a challenge on that front. So Chris says, "Oh, I don't recommend what Chris said." I run SQL with CTEs regularly in Power BI. What's the problem? And I'm like, oh. Yeah. So the challenge from a Power Query perspective on that front too is you're not guaranteed when that query is going to run or how many times it's going to run.
Nope.
And so there could be side effects of that. Eric says Chris Webb has a blog post on the subject. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Gotta be friends with the DBA. You're
Yeah.
right about that, Stewie.
Yeah.
Right on, man. You gotta be friends with the DBA.
So Tom threw out, what about a data mart? I'm like, well, okay. So that doesn't get around the problem of Power Query not being able to do subqueries. So, and from a data mart perspective, you can't do a view or store procedure. So
I gotta go. I've never ran a CTE in Power BI before. I'm gonna have to try that and see. I've never done that before.
that's funny. Yeah, I just don't. Yeah. So yeah, the option you have with doing the merge and all that, I think that's going to be your option at that front, unless you can do some sort of ETL before you get to Power Query and get it staged somewhere, or like was said by Stewie and Patrick, get friends with the DBA and get them to make a view for you. So Paul just put a link in the chat. Nice. What is this?
Nice.
What is this? I want to look. I want to see what this is.
Okay.
What?
Mark,
Mark.
CTE is a common table expression. It's something that could be written in T-SQL.
Query
I'll
folding
go
on
video it
on
Tuesday.
SQL queries. So that is not. That blog post, Paul, is not related to this question. So that's just about the ability to do folding on given queries. So, which is important, but it's not about doing subqueries within a native query. So nope. So yeah, we'll have to try that.
Yeah,
That'd be
Mark.
nice.
Yeah, Mark, go check it out. Maybe I'll do a video on the common table expression.
Why?
Data Tuesdays.
Okay.
On Data Tuesday.
Whew. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Paul, you can affect query folding, sure, but that doesn't allow you to run a subquery in a native query. So it has nothing to do with query folding. So now, if you're doing the merge and whatnot, depending on how you structure that, you could maybe able to impact folding from that perspective. So that's an option to try and make that more performant, but it still doesn't allow you to do a subquery in a query. So cool. Yep. Alex said add it to the whiteboard. All right. FTT. Let's go. Is there any other way to give a user permission to edit credentials, schedule refresh for a data set apart from adding them to the workspace as a contributor or higher? Nope. No, they got to have contributor or higher access allows them to edit content within the workspace. So if they're only viewer, they're not going to be able to do that. So nope. No joy on that. No, you can't. Nope. Got to be contributor or higher. Do what? What? Okay, he's muting himself on his side. I like that. All right, Peter. Moving on, Peter. Does Power BI manage to change the dataset connection for paginated visuals during deployment pipelines?
Ooh.
So this is an interesting question. So hang on a second. So you're talking about the data set. So I'm not necessarily thinking about the report. So you're talking about the data set. The data set itself, deployment pipelines can alter the connection for a data set, a published data set.
But the paginated report could be connected to a different data set. that's embedded in the Power BI report.
Yes. Well, I'm just going. I'm dissecting this question a little bit. So the first part is the data set itself. Yes, we can alter the connection of the data set to the data source. For the paginated report, if you want to alter what the paginated report is connecting to, that I don't believe is supported currently in deployment pipelines. I vaguely remember a discussion on that where that part.
No, it's not.
Yeah, which kind of sucks. Because I mean, so paginated reports are supported in deployment pipelines. I'd have to try it. Actually, you know what?
Yeah, but wait. If the paginated report is embedded, so let's say I'm in development environment. So the paginated report is embedded and it's connected to the data set, a different data set from the original Power BI report that's in development. Then I move it to test. Will it even know about that the new paginated?
That's what I'm
report
saying.
in
I'm like,
test?
it's got to work, right? Like, otherwise, what's the point of doing that in deployment pipelines? I don't have something readily available to try that with. So I've got a deployment pipeline, but I don't have a paginated report in it. So yeah, we'll have to play around with that. I want to say I heard a conversation saying that was not the case, or like it didn't work, and so, like you couldn't do the triggers on it. So what I don't understand is how they're supported. So what happens when you actually move it? So it should reference a given data set. So that would be a problem. So I'll have to get back to you on that. That is, I don't know the specifics enough to give you a firm answer on it. So, all right, Adam Brown, thank you for becoming a member. Much appreciated. Yep. So Kevin said, so the other piece of this is the paginated visual, and this was something Heidi brought up to us before about deployment pipelines, is that like the deployment, the visual itself is also linked to a report, and so that's an extra challenge as well. So like, does that change the link to the report that it's looking at? And I would think that no, it doesn't. So God, there's layers on that. Oof.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man. All right. We're going to have to play around with that. So some people also ask like, oh yeah, do a video on that. I'm like, I'm actually not going to do a video if it doesn't work. So because the video would just be like, hey, yeah, this is an interesting scenario. Yeah, it doesn't work. I'm like, that's not good. So now giving feedback to the engineering teams on, hey, this doesn't work. That's something that can be done.
Yep.
All right. Miguel Martinez. Yeah, onions have layers. In paginated reports, how do you link to images stored in a database? Ooh. I know the trick to get images dynamically in a Power BI app, but it does not work for paginated reports. Ooh. So I don't know.
So I don't know if this will work with paginated reports. I know with Ssrs, there's a property. When you bring it in, you can tell it's an image from a database. And I have not tested this with paginated reports, so I don't know if it works. I wrote it down. I saw this question earlier.
Yeah.
I have to go test this. I've never tried it with the paginated report. I know it works with Ssrs. I mean, I'm looking at the doc right now, and there's just a property. You tell it, select the image from a database.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll persist when it goes up to, I'm guessing it will.
So
once the image is stored in the database.
I want to say I did this. It was so long ago.
Yep.
Yeah. So
paginated image from database. Got it. I wrote it down.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to say you can. It's just been so long. I haven't really touched a paginated report in a long time. I used to do it a lot when I was in support.
But Miguel, is the image already stored in the database, or do you need to convert the image then store it? Because people are giving you all these different options, but if it's already stored in the database, then I just need to test because I have some images in the database already.
Yeah, Paul's saying it works if the image type is binary.
Yeah.
So not a web image, not a web image URL like Power BI does. So it's an actual image binary field in the database that will work.
So if it's there, then image is on SharePoint. There you go, right there, because you got to authenticate to it.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to put that image somewhere where it's public. Yeah, yeah, we did lots of videos on that.
Or you can do your Power App trip. Well, you can't do that with a paginated.
Oh, yeah, not with a paginated report.
Can't embed Power Apps in paginated reports yet.
Oh,
That is not to say that's coming. Like, it's just like that's not going to happen.
yeah.
So, yep. FTT, thank you for becoming a member. Much appreciated. All right, moving on. Man, it's good paginated questions. Jeez.
Yeah, that's a good,
Liking it.
2 good questions.
It's going to be some good conversations next week. Is it possible to add drill through table in decomp tree?
No,
Drill through table.
you can't drill through on decomp.
You can't drill
there's
through
no
on
drill
decomp.
through. Right. Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking that read like I want to add a table inside the decomp tree that I can then do a drill through on. I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. But no, there's drill through is not supported on decomp. So ideas.powerbi.com.
Yeah, that comes up a lot with the decomp tree, though.
I've never heard that.
I've heard it a couple of times about drilling through from the decomp.
Honestly,
tree.
I've not.
Yeah.
I've not heard. I've not really heard any questions on the decomp tree.
Yeah.
No one talks to me
I
about that.
forgot who asked me that. Yeah.
Chris says custom button.
Yeah, you put a. And you can keep the filters. You keep the filters on the page and click the button, make it go to another page. Yeah.
Yeah. Fernando says decomp
I
tree
like
is
it, Chris.
bananas. Yeah. It is. No, decomp tree is a very cool visual, but just
But look
nobody
at
talks
Paul's
to me about
comment,
it.
though.
Yeah.
Look at Paul's comment. Yeah,
looking.
it's for drill down, not drill through.
Yeah.
It would be nice.
Yeah, yeah.
though. It would be nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ideas.powerbi.com. Yeah, that was my thing, Chris. Like, how would drill through even work on the decomp tree?
Well,
Pass the
when
selected
you're going
filter
all the
only,
way-
pass all prior filters. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. So it's the where you are in the tree, and then that's assigned to a given field, and like that's what goes over.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yep. Yep. All right. Cool. All right. Ritik. Voice controlled Power BI report. Is it possible? Not out of the box. I'm sure someone.
I'm sure there's ways to do it.
I'm sure there's a way to like, custom code up some voice recognition that translates into clicks, and but that would all be, customized. So, yeah. Nope. Now, so
Cortana, remember?
I remember. Yeah, that wasn't really. That's not. Yeah, I remember Cortana. Now, one thing I've heard someone ask is, "Hey, can Power BI integrate the Nuance acquisition from Microsoft and let that control the Power BI report?"
So is this a, it depends?
No, it's a no.
No, it's a no.
I mean, it's no out of the box. So anything you do is custom. You'd have to custom develop
Yeah.
something. Like that's
Okay.
totally
All right.
a custom thing. I'm like, it's not a.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, people are getting creative here with like Siri and all these things. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not like see when this question's asked, what I envision is like I want to go to the portal and then I just want to talk to it and it just like slices. Like I don't want to do like with Siri or what Cortana did is it's pulling stuff up in the context of that, and like that's not exactly the experience that I want.
So you just want to walk up to the report and go filter this report by year. Show me all the sales for 2012 and
Yeah.
Right,
We'll have
it
to
just
do
does-
magic.
yeah.
Well, have you seen the Nuance demos for like what it's used for in healthcare? That's bananas. Like it actually like goes
Okay.
and does stuff. Like it's like
have
that's
to
why I
do
want to
it.
talk to Nuance, use Nuance and like voice control the report selection. So
Okay.
now,
Okay.
so there's something else. Ooh, so because I'm thinking about accessibility, right? So for people that are blind, so they use screen readers like JAWS and whatnot to navigate through reports. And so maybe that would work. So thinking back, when I was my early days in support, I actually worked with someone who was blind and who used JAWS, and we were doing. That's right when I was getting into developing and coding and stuff, and I asked him once. I was like, "Hey, can I listen to like what that even sounds like?" And so I actually listened to it. I'm like, I have no idea how you how you even make sense of that. That was crazy. Wow. So, so I don't necessarily recommend it, but maybe. Everyone's talking. So Alex, you dropped a link for the Cortana thing. I'm like, I thought that was deprecated. I thought that was going away. Anyway,
wait a minute. What just said he did a decom?
I just did a drill through on decom tree. All right, we'll try that out. Yeah, Alex. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that went away. So, all right, we are at the halfway mark. Chatmaster C has cleared the queue. So apologies for everyone. We didn't get to your question. There were still some questions in the queue. So like I said, we don't get to every question every time. Come back next time and we will try again. But thank you for the questions that were there. I think those were good questions. I like that. And we've got some homework on our end as well. So cool. So members, feel free to get the questions in. I'm going to kick over to members only chat. So this means that only members and moderators can participate in the chat. So everyone else, you will be able to watch the stream and listen to the learning and everything there, but you will not be able to actually type in the chat. So if you do have a burning question and we didn't get to it, super chats always take priority, even in the member only section. Just make sure you type in your question, and that will get you to the front of the queue. All right, cutting over to member only question. And one more thing, dropping in. Need to automate this a little bit. I need a Power Automate to do some stuff. That'd be wonderful. Alex, you need to get on that. All right. We are in member only chat. So, so David made the comment about the JAWS. So he said experienced JAWS users are amazing. Yes, I agree. I've seen it and I'm like, oh my gosh, that just blows my mind every time I've seen that or when I've listened to it. I was just that's amazing. So all right, let's Cube member only jackets. It's nice. It'll look like the jacket from Top Gun, right, with all the patches.
Yeah. You saw it. You saw it.
I saw Top Gun Maverick. It was good. You should go see it.
Pretty good.
All right, let's get to it. Can I use what if parameters with dates? Did you play around with that? Yeah, I don't think you can on that. No.
I'm trying it right now.
Oh, you were trying it. Yeah, I'm gonna say the answer is no on that.
It's a numeric. It's just a numeric range.
Well, right. But what if your date was the numeric?
Yeah, then you could. Then you can, right? You can absolutely do it if the date's numeric.
So it depends. Yeah, your mic volume went down, Patrick.
It went down?
It seems like, or you're just not talking into the mic. It got softer.
The mic's right there.
Well, yeah, maybe it was louder when you did that. Maybe your hat is
because I turned up. It's the hat. The hat's muffling the sound.
Bump up your mic volume. Or I can bump you up. I don't know. Do something.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little
better.
What about now? All right. You're fine. Good.
Okay.
It's his members only sexy voice. So, it's the numeric. But yeah, Chris, that's what I was thinking. It's like if you've got it in the numeric format. Oh, we're going to... Patrick diverged to something else. All right, I'm going to go to your machine. You ready to go to your machine?
Oh, my God.
Sorry, this is not the what-if parameter, by the way. So the what-if parameter, it's got to be numeric. So I'm going over to your machine. I'm going over to your machine.
Check this out.
All right, we're going to your machine.
Check this out. So we're talking all the crap about decomp trees not having drill, right? And so I created this decomp tree, and then I went to this page, and I added total sales amount. I'm using the measure, right? And then when I right-click, so you see where I'm at in the path. So I went total sales, North America, Northwest. Got it?
Yep.
When I right-click, look at there. Drill through. Page 3.
Bam.
And then North America, Northwest. It picked up the entire path.
Wow. All right, it works.
It works.
Just got to try it.
Thank you.
Just got to try it.
Thank you, Win Hopkins. If it wasn't for Win, I would have never tried that.
I know. So, just shedding a little magic of what Patrick and I do. When people ask us stuff and we don't know, we go try it and see what it does.
Yeah.
Like, let's go find out. Yeah. And then we learn something new.
Yeah, thank you, Win Hopkins. Thank you so much.
Nice.
All right.
It just works. It's like Kerberos.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like Kerberos. It just works. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
This is bananas.
That
yes.
is bananas. That is bananas. That is bananas.
I forgot. I haven't used these in a long time.
That's not efficient. Bam.
Eric.
What the
Yes.
French toast?
Wait, what? What did Eric say?
Yeah. You can use measures. You can use measures as a drill through. You can.
Yeah.
You can, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Nice. So, Pop Eater asked, like, why wouldn't you have expected that to work? And so it's some of the visuals don't necessarily implement. Sometimes there's lagging stuff on some of the features.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it could have been at one point that it wasn't supported, and now it is. So yeah, nice. All right. Well, you can write that off of the whiteboard if you had it on there.
Yeah. I did. I took it
nice.
off.
That's
I took
nice.
it off.
All right, Dan's got a question. Can you embed just a single visual into PowerPoint from a Power BI page with multiple visuals on it?
So I just talked to the expert on this PowerPoint stuff. No bueno. You can't do
You
it.
recorded a video on this.
I did.
Yes.
And so you can't. You
Did
can't
that
do
come
it.
up in the
It's-
video?
No, it did not. I asked her before, and she was like, "No, you can't do that. You can do a bookmark. A bookmark when you do the page bookmark, or you can do the page itself. That's it. Right now.
Yes. So it's not quite to the level of what you could do with Power View. Because Power View, I think you could have done that, right? In the old days.
This drill on this decomp tree works
Still
at
going
every
off on
level.
Yeah.
It does. So if I go back up to like North America, it doesn't filter. Oh my! Wow.
There you go. There's another video. People will watch that one.
Wait, Alex says you can use focus mode. Wait. He says I'm wrong.
Well, focus. So focus mode allows you to go into where that one visual is there, but it's still the page
Yeah.
embed. So it's not wrong. It's still embedding the
Okay.
page, right?
Yeah, okay,
so-
Alex, I got you.
not
Alex.
ignoring you.
I got you. No. We were just talking about something else. We would catch up. We would catch up in
We're
the chat.
answering
I
Dan's
never ignore
question.
you, Alex. I never.
Look at the chat for better answers, Chris. Well, no. So the focus mode, yeah, and you can pass
And I can
it
bookmark the focus mode.
Yes, but it's still the page though, right? Because the focus
Yeah,
mode
you're
is
still
still
in-
the page. It's a page embed. You're just in focus
It's the
mode
book-
at that point.
Yeah, it's the bookmarks page. Yeah, sure. And I'm disagreeing with you. Not
Yes.
disagreeing with you, Alex. Not
Technically,
disagreeing
though,
with you.
you're embedding the page.
It's not an Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
it's just like a bookmark, though, right? Because you can bookmark
Yes.
the.
Oh, jeez.
No bother.
It's still the page, though.
Still
It's still
the
the page.
It's still the page.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Alex
Yes.
concedes. It's still the page, but it gives you
Yeah,
the
okay.
illusion. It gives you
I'm
the
doing it.
illusion of embedding a
I'm
single
going.
visual. So
Come back to me in a little bit.
So I will concede that Patrick needs to throw $1 in the jar because it depends.
Done. Doing it. Easy.
Yes, Dan.
Easy.
It's semantics. So kinda. It's wizardry is what it is. Yes. All right. Moving on. Wow. Oh. Yeah. All right. Andy, what does Patrick do with the dollars and is it depends jar? Yeah, so it's been a while since we've said what the whole reason for that is. It's so he can go buy
so I
lunch the
think-
next day. No, that's not what it's for.
I think
What's it for?
At the end of this, we are going to donate this money
At the end of the
somewhere.
year.
But every time we say at the end of the year, but every time we don't have a answer, like a yes or no answer, it's it's definitely this or it's definitely not that. We say it depends because we were saying it depends a lot, and so now every time we do it, we just put $1 in the jar.
Yes. All right. The most debatable it depends of all. Nice. All right. Ooh, Adam Brown coming in with a super chat. Nice. Let's see here. Thank you, Adam, for the super chat. His question is, how can I get a live feed from an SSRS paginated report if my DBA is not helping? Adam CSV file.
You talking about that Atom thing? Is that still available? You remember you
Yeah.
used to be able to go. Is that still available?
Yeah. Yeah, for on-prem.
Well,
So
well, for paginated.
Yes, for paginated. Yeah. You can
But
do that.
are we talking about paginated in the service though?
He
in the
said
service.
SSRS. SSRS paginated. The Atom CSV file's there. Yeah, that'll give you. So that Atom CSV file is for the data in the report. So I would ask what your goal is on, like, what do you want the live feed of? Do you want it for the data of the report? And if so, the Atom CSV file will do that. Yeah. Yeah. So, trying to think I mean, there's other options with it too. Like if you want the data, like I don't know what you want the RSS feed for, the live feed. Like I don't know what you're looking for there, what the goal is. So he tried OData feed, it didn't work. Interesting. So I know I've worked with. How did I work with the Atom feed? So there was an Atom, like Atom is a specific format that you have to connect with, and I thought it was OData related. I'd have to go look up. Let's go. Hang on a second.
So Alex is right.
What?
I did it.
Yes.
The bookmark with the visual.
No, but it's the page. Because you can hit that button up there that says go back to the report. Under that yellow bar. Yeah, go back to the report.
Right here?
No, up in the upper left. Oh, sorry. People don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
I was looking at your screen.
So
yeah.
So in the service, are you showing my screen?
Yep.
So in the service, I'm in a report, and then I went to like this, and I created a bookmark, and then I grabbed that URL. Then I went to PowerPoint. I inserted the. Let me show you what I did. So then I inserted the new PowerPoint data storytelling. Put it in. Click insert, and then there's your individual image, just like that, right?
Nice.
And it even brings up the tooltips and all that stuff. And then, but I can go back to the report. So yes, it does work.
Very cool.
Still
That's
one
still the
visual.
page.
You're right.
Still the page. Just saying. Yeah, so everyone's saying OData. And I'm looking at the docs, and it's talking about OData. So, yeah, the OData should work. Let's see. It's been so long since I've done that. Let's see here. I want to look at, because the Atom format is technically OData version 3. So that's the actual format. There's a version 2 format as well. So it is OData related. So you have to use the OData, treat it as an OData feed. And then if you are having issues with that, we'd have to figure out like what, there may be some tweaking that you have to do to consume it. So I'd have to look at that. But yeah, ultimately it's an OData representation. Hopefully that helps you, Adam. About Adam. Coming from Adam, which is nice. Chris is saying it doesn't work as an actual OData feed, but it's an OData format, Chris. Like, why wouldn't I be able to use... I mean, I get that it's not like a streaming feed. It's basically a file output, and so you gotta like have that somewhere. But I should be able to pull that up with an OData connector. I'd have to play with it. So...
I haven't looked at that in so long.
Interesting. Yeah, Chris said there was one of the devs had a custom Power Query connector that could consume it. Interesting. Nice. Paul. Wow. Wait, 13 months? It says you've been a member for 19 months. I don't know what 13 months means. Unlucky for some, but it says 19 months. So, thank you. No, the OData connector won't read it right. Okay. You may have to maybe massage it a little bit. I don't know. I'd have to play with it. All right, Chris. Chris said, did you vote for the Power BI ideas that would allow the creation of views and store procedures in Power BI data marts? Well, there it is. Thank you, Chris.
Go vote for it, everyone. Go vote for it.
One of the challenges is it's read-only, so I don't know how you would create, So, I mean, the broader piece on that is you want to enable, like, DDL-type statements against data
on
marts.
that database. On that database, yeah.
Yep. Marco said, already voted. I don't know, Paul. It said 19 when it came up on my side, so. Yep. All right, Jonas. Are there other elegant solutions for dynamic text besides smart narratives? Smart narratives should work on a different page than the page being analyzed. Well, so I mean, smart narratives. Yeah, so smart narratives is using the context of what's on that current page from like a filter context perspective. So that's what's going on. So you could technically, if you had slicers or whatever, you could use like the sync slicers on another page and have the smart narrative on that page and hide those slicers, and it would still have that context. So you could technically do that. But in terms of dynamic text, I mean, you'd have to do it from a DAX perspective at that point, and stick it in a regular text box.
Lots of videos.
Yeah.
Lots of videos that show you how to do some dynamic text.
Yeah.
But it's all DAX.
Yep.
All DAX.
Yep. So it depends. Yeah.
Kevin is saying they even did it with R.
Yeah, Will is saying, just paste it on a new page. Yeah, so but like the context for the smart narrative though, that needs to go with it though. So that's where I'm saying like the sync slicers to maintain, if you're changing something on page 1, have it affect the smart narrative visual on page 2. So yeah, Kevin, the R stuff or Python, you could do that. Yep. Will said the only smart bits is how the content is initially generated, so you can totally go and customize the text after. Yeah, that's why I love the smart visual. Yeah, smart narrative is really cool. So, cool. So it depends.
All right. Is that 3 or 4? I lost track.
Adam, what is that?
I think that's just...
Or not Adam, Kevin.
Kevin. I think it's.
I did. We just said that one was in it depends. So, 3. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Finland, coming in early in the morning for him. Why has Patrick failed to set up a Teams meeting despite his repeated assurance he was just about to do so?
Because we may be coming back. We are coming back, and we are going back, Mr. Finland, and I would rather see you in person than via Teams.
So he's going to set up a regular meeting, not a Teams meeting.
I don't want to set up a Teams meeting. I want to see you in person. I don't want to see you over
You still have to
Teams.
set up a meeting.
I'm going to work on that this week. I have not forgot about it. I have not forgot about that. I would rather you see you in person, Chris Finland, than over a virtual Teams meeting.
Matthew. Oh, that's rich coming from Matthew. All right. Submit. Is it possible to add data refresh options in Power BI reports so that users can refresh data via a report UI?
Power Automate. But it's a single data set. Remember, it's a single data set. And if I put a button to refresh that data set and there's 20 people consuming that report, what happens if they all click the button?
Well, some of them are going to error.
Yep.
Because the refresh is already running.
This has been asked. This was asked a long time ago. I remember this. So it's one data set. So I don't understand.
And that's some of the confusion was that they all thought that it was within the user's context, the end user of the report.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
No,
it's not.
It's one data set.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Some good questions.
Ooh, oh, that's a good. Can you put OLS on a button? If it's
He didn't put
data-driven-
Q : in front of that question.
Okay, sorry.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
I don't think he meant to. I don't think
Yeah,
he
I
meant
know.
to. I don't think he meant to.
I don't understand that question though. OLS on
I
a
do.
button.
I do.
How do you put
Object level
OLS on a
security-
button?
Well, you can't. But if I did some custom navigation with some conditional on that button based on what's available. Think about this. This is interesting.
Yeah. All right. Jake. Can mobile reports on a phone be displayed in portrait only, prevent landscape view?
God, man, I just haven't done that much with mobile reports.
Mobile report. Well, so wait a second. So the mobile report itself is in a certain view. So what you can do
that's
with
true.
landscape is the actual desktop version of the report, not the mobile report. Not the mobile version of the report, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right?
I see what you're saying.
So the mobile version of the report, yes, that'll be in portrait.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you can go landscape with that. So yeah, here, I'm going to go over to your machine.
Can't.
I'm going to go over to your machine.
I can't. This is it.
Yeah. Right?
Can't
So-
do anything with this.
Right. So if you actually have a true mobile version of the report, it's going to be portrait. So if you have a regular Power BI report without a mobile version defined, then that allows you to go between. It'll start in portrait, but you can go landscape because that's the natural view for the desktop version of the report or the main version of the report. And so that you can't lock. So the way I would say to lock it is to create an actual mobile view of that report, and then that will do what you want it to do.
Paul said, "Don't turn your phone on its side."
I do that all the time when I'm looking at YouTube or
He
UBTubes.
said, "Don't." Paul. He said, "Don't."
Why? Why? I don't know why. Oh, you broke Patrick.
Don't do it.
Oh.
Don't do it.
I turn my phone on the side all the time, especially when I'm dropping it. It goes on its side and then hits.
So funny. It's so funny, Paul.
All right. Paul Davis. Oh, you're holding it wrong. All right. What's the best way to make a data type change from text to date time if the table storage mode only supports direct query? And I don't have access to the source. No other date field in the table. So your dates are stored as text, and so in direct query, when you're trying to change it to date time, it's erroring out, saying it can't do that from a direct query perspective. Can you do just date? Do you need the time?
Can you write a query?
You can do it in.
cast it or convert it.
You could do it in the native query perspective because you could then cast that. Can we alter? He already said he doesn't have access to the source, so we can't create a view. Yeah.
So we were saying do it in DAX, but if I do it in DAX with direct query, can you do
a
that?
calc. Yeah, calc column may be interesting if you could do it there. It's going to be heavy.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if you have access to the source, then you can do a native query.
He doesn't
so
have
the
access to
first
the
place I would start.
Well, but I mean, he's connecting to the source, so you can do the native query.
Right. So he has access. And so then I'd say select cast that column as a date. And if it's truly a date, that cast should work or convert it in T-SQL or whatever the.
All right. So Will's
PL
saying maybe a
SQL or
calc
MySQL.
column in Power Query, but at that point you could also try, column from example. Would that work? Does that give a problem?
Oh, you can
I don't
also
know.
try that.
Those are all things I would try, like to see if you can get around that.
What did Matthew say? Oh, blackmail the DBA.
Oh, blackmail the DBA. Yeah. There you go. The other thing, though, is so I would try. Have you tried converting it to just date instead of date time? Because I thought I've done this. I thought I did this, but maybe not.
I'm telling you, man, just write a query and cast it as a date.
Do a native query.
And then go into an enable folding on the property and hope everything, goes back. If you got to do some additional transformations. Oh, live connection. Wait.
Whoa,
Will
where'd
you're
live
confusing
connection
me,
come
Will.
from? Sorry, ignore me. Direct query, not live connection. Yes, it's a direct query. So that's yeah. Will was thinking this was like a live connection, and we could do some things there for a
gotcha.
calculated column and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a direct query.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
tell
Let me
the
write that
data
one
owner
down.
to clean their
I'm
your.
writing it down.
Yeah,
Store date as text in database.
yeah.
Convert.
Alex is
NDQ.
saying. Alex said you can do table.transform columns and then a date time from. Don't do a transform column types. So
That's
so
a
from
serious
that
power query
so
right
from
there,
that I'm assuming that if you just change the data type in the UI from text to date or date
It
time,
breaks.
it's using the transform column types instead of table.transform columns.
Yeah.
So yeah. This guy knows how to fold.
Alex. Man, that's
Alex,
pretty
is that
impressive,
one of
my
the
friend.
challenges that you have in the 30-day folding challenge? That sounds like a good one.
Yeah.
You were
That's a
talking
good
about
one,
something
Alex.
though in the video you did for the day 7 one. Didn't you do something like this?
I don't. No. That was removing some columns. That's pretty good. I gotta go. I mean, that's good,
All
Alex.
right.
That's good.
There you go.
That is wonderful. Table dot transform columns.
Yeah. Give that a try,
Table
Paul,
dot
and see.
Transform columns. All right. Okay, Alex. I got it.
Alex just said maybe. He's like, I'd have to ask Patrick. It's a great article from Sandeep on that as well. All right, cool. Cool. Yeah, nice. All right. And Paul, member for 7 months. Thank you. He said, you guys
Thanks,
rock.
Paul.
Great community
Yeah.
here. That's what we love about it. Everyone chipping in. Yelling at us to read the chat.
Yeah.
All right.
Wrong.
Let's get another one in here. How can I create a list of dates? For example, they're coming from Europe, or they're coming from outside of the U.S. with that date format. For example, I want that, etc. every 6 months.
Yeah. So you can in Power Query, you can do list.dates or something like that.
Yeah,
What
but
is it, Alex?
but are they specifically asking that they want just the every 6
I got it
months?
right.
But they just want so then you could you could transform that afterwards, or you can alter it after you get the full list within that range. Like, do you want the full range of dates? But it sounds like you just want like the end of December and the end of June every 6 months. So you just want the date every 6 months. So, I mean, at that point you could like exclude everything else. So I would do the list.dates. I don't know what options you have on that, but I don't think it's going to just give you the every 6 month value of that. So you got to do some cleanup after that on the result of list.dates. So, yeah, nice. All right, Heidi coming in last minute. When are you going to visit Australia or New Zealand? Dfinity conference end of November. You have to talk to Chatmaster C about this. So we have other plans for like family trips and whatnot. Australia, New Zealand is that's her number one place she wants to go, and I'm under orders that I cannot go unless it's with her. At least for the first time.
Hey Heidi, send me an email. Hey Heidi, maybe my manager will approve it. Hey Heidi, send me an email. Maybe I can get my manager to approve it.
But the other is Australia and New Zealand. Are they both fully open now? I thought I heard
Maybe,
Australia was, but New
by
Zealand. I mean, by November. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
By November. We'll see. By November.
Yes.
Hey Heidi, send me an email. Maybe I can get my manager to approve it.
Chatmaster C said you can't go without her either.
Oh, well, there you go. I can't go.
Well, I guess we just all got to go. We've been trying to tell, we've been trying to say as a team event that we need to have like a team offsite in like New Zealand or Australia. Like, apparently that wasn't approved, but anyway. Yeah. All right. That is it. We are at time. We made it. We made it. There was actually, so just because it's the last one there and I don't want Chris to feel lonely, Chris Finland did make a comment. This was about the Adam feed thing. Why is Adam Brown breaking my heart, reminding me of my favorite paginated feature? I actually had the devs cost building the Adam feed to the service as a true OData feed. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, Chris.
So.
Is that how you do the little heart?
There you go.
Chris.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris.
Look at Patrick. Alrighty.
We would definitely visit Phil. We would definitely visit Phil. We would definitely visit Mr. Seymour.
Visit a lot of people.
Yeah.
We're going to go visit Hobbiton. That's what I want to visit. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. We are at the end of the stream. We actually got through the member queue. That was bananas. It was amazing. So, Patrick, any closing words of wisdom?
Hey, wear hats. Wear hats.
Wear
hats when you go outside.
Wear hats when you go outside. I appreciate
If
that.
you're
I
bald.
approve.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Especially if you're bald. Alrighty. So we will be back next Saturday for another live stream. So just remember, get in early, get your questions in if we didn't get a chance to answer your question today. And then we will see everyone on the internets over the week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, everyone.
I'm thinking of something else besides tearing others down. You can never win. Get under my skin. Can't say you didn't wound me once, and I thank you all for that. You can try to hurt me, but you don't hurt anymore. And I need you all for that. But you can take